Good afternoon, Facebook. This is Teresa V coming to you live and direct from the Heat Seekers show. I have today my lovely guest, LaDell Beamon. Is that how you pronounce your last name? Beamon?
That's it. You got it right. Yes, I mean, you good already.
Oh, okay. Because I'll mess up a name in a minute. Today we have LaDell Beamon. He's on our show. He is out of the Memphis area and he's doing big things. We're going to talk all about it. And he came on my show today because he's ready to bring the heat. So for all of you that are out there in Roku land, La La land, Facebook land, wherever you are, we are here today to celebrate indie artists. And he does a lot more than just music. So we're going to talk about it. How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm humbled. I mean, it's such a great introduction. I feel like a superstar now.
That's the whole point. You're supposed to feel like a superstar. That's what I do. I make people feel like stars. So I'm glad that you came on my show today. Shout out to Ms. Miriam who hipped me about you and your good things that you're doing in the Memphis area. First, let's talk about, before we get into all the music stuff, because you have so many things going on, let's talk about that dope organization you have that's going around.
Well, okay. I'm the founder and CEO of Heal the Hood Foundation of Memphis, and it's so weird. We were just doing 12 Days of Christmas deal today, and then one of the young ladies announced it, said, "This is CEO, and we're in the hood." So when you're in Memphis and you say CEO, people start thinking about the head of gangs. So I was like, okay, wait a minute. But Heal the Hood is a arts organization. You know, that's what we use as our tool. To be able to reach kids on whatever level. And so for us, it's just being able to reach into the toolbox. If it's music that we have to do, if it's movies that we have to do, whatever you can imagine is arts based. That's what we do to actually be able to reach kids. In Memphis, we're in every school inside of the Shelby County school system, which is the largest school district in America. And we have an opportunity to really be able to mentor kids, bring them into our programs, and just have an amazing time training them with music, acting, whatever it's going to take to really be able to get their attention so that they can feel a part of the solution and not a part of the problem. So that's what we are. Hood is the suffix at the end of words like brotherhood, fatherhood, neighborhood, priesthood. So everybody has a hood. And if you heal their hood, then ultimately you end up healing the neighborhood and the communities.
Awesome concept. So how far do you travel? Is it just within the Memphis area or?
No, you know what? It's weird. We've been all the way, had representation all the way in Alaska. Doing some partnerships with Young Life and some things up there, working with the kids. And I was like in extreme Alaska, where where basically I was the only black man in in Alaska in that part, Ketchikan, Kawak, Craig, Thorn Bay. I was the only black male there, and so it was amazing to be able to see how Heal the Hood can even work in those type of settings. When you're out in the woods, there's still people. They have issues and problems, and even though some of them are very different, because up there they can leave their doors open. The only thing they have to worry about is a bear sitting on the back porch. But other than that, it's just it's issues that everybody deals with, humanity. And so for us to be able to just go to Alaska, and I spent probably about 9 days there, just really with those kids out in the woods doing all types of stuff. But it was an amazing time that we had an opportunity. So we're going to be having a Heal the Hood Alaska coming real soon.
Awesome. Why don't you bring a Heal the Hood to the North Carolina area, Atlanta area? Like that could be, hey.
That's really the plan, to have one in every state. And it's very is as we grow, which we've been doing for the last 13, 14 years, just really kind of like expanding on everything that God is really pushing us into. So we're excited. And so there's representation in a few more cities and states right now, but we really want to build a full establishment in these other states as well. So yeah, we got to hook that up.
Yeah, we gotta hook that up. So are you getting any type of grant funding or any type of financial anything from anywhere?
Yeah, we're for us, we're based, like I said, inside of the Shelby County schools. That's where we spend a lot of our time. But we do have some local city government funding that we get, and we just grassrooted, because that's real for us to not become like industrialized not-for-profits, to where we have suit and ties on all the time, and we're removed from being embedded inside of the community. We really like to kind of rough it up and go out there and just really be in the heart of the community. We did that. We've been doing that for the last couple of days, and I'm in love with grassroots. So I'm just challenging everybody to pull themselves up by their own bootstraps. So I'm excited about that.
Wow. Sounds like a very fulfilling organization to give back to your community. So that's awesome. So what I found out about the organization is that not only are you spreading the love, but you are also helping out some of the indie artists in the area as well, allowing them to be seen while you're doing this program. Is that correct?
Absolutely. You know what, Ms. Teresa, it's the thing with us is that, when we're talking about healing the hood, it's very dear to my heart, because music is what really, I grew up in a single parent home. And having an opportunity for music to be that connecting force that I feel God used to bring me out every day, to really be able to play an instrument, but at the same time be able to experience other atmospheres. And so we give that platform to other kids. And it saved me like 4 guys from my community. They ended up on America's Most Wanted. And so I could have very easily ended up in that same scenario had it not been for the arts transforming my life and having a platform. And so there are a lot of young ladies, that feel like they have to sell their bodies, they have to sell sex, or they have to do some of these different things in the industry that the industry kind of like requires that they do. And we wanted to do a different thing for these young people, to show that you don't have to sell sexuality, but your talent and your craft can really take you to the next level. And so we audition young people all the time. We train young people. Miriam Graham does the artist development. Excited about that. Natasha Clay Hill trains the actors, and Bettina Hunt does the mentoring. So we have a lot of people that are working with these kids and teaching them intrinsic values, and not just to be a musician, but actually know how to have character when you're performing. And we also teach kids how to get their BMI, your ASCAPs, your performance rights organizations, teach them how to own their music. We teach them how to compose, write, and we share the stage on what's called the Wake Up Tour, where we travel and take these kids everywhere so they can be triple threats. They have to be able to sing, dance, act, or sing, dance, write. They have to at least be able to do 3 things at the same time.
Wow. So one of my artist friends that I know, Miss Demi Lowe, I'm gonna mention her name.
I love her.
Talked to her people today. She actually came on this show and talked to me for a little bit a couple weeks ago. And what I liked about her, sweet little girl, very, very sweet soul. But what I liked about her was she was excited about your program, and
Wow.
the fact that you're reaching the hearts of the youth is like very, very special, because me as an educator, I love to see when youth get excited about doing certain things. And so kudos to you and your organization for all that you do for the youth out there, because they really need that outlet. So I appreciate you. Okay. So now that we talked about the organization, let's talk about some of the other things that you do. So first of all, how long have you been in the music industry? Because that seems like something that's been going on long before the organization.
Oh my goodness. I would say literally, by me picking up an instrument, and I went to a performing arts school, a creative and performing arts school. So that was from middle school even into high school. And so I'm gonna tell you how deep it was. Even Overton High School, we had what's called a Grammy in the schools. So for the first, so I saw Larry Blackman from Cameo. I said these guys were teaching our classes, our music classes. Michael Green from the Grammys himself, he was down there and teaching industry classes, to kids that like me, that had the same similar backgrounds, but we had to learn music theory. We couldn't just pick up an instrument and just play by ear. We literally had to learn theory, and it was so many different things that challenged us and educated us at the same time. And so I had an opportunity to actually play for George Bush Jr. when I was in and so just think you're playing for the president of the United States and having these opportunities. And so it's always been since I was about 16, 17, having that opportunity to really be able to use music. But I didn't know that it would take us to the magnitude. I was a choir director when I was growing up as a kid. And so I learned how to just in church, singing solos in church, like a lot of us start, singing solos and being, who you are and being open to experience that music background. So it's always been since I was in church, grew up in the church, loving God, just having a great experience of music my whole life.
Okay. And I saw that you were on the news, something about comic books. I see a little comic poster in the house. Tell us about that.
I'm a huge comic book fan. I'm a huge, I love it. I used to tell people all the time, Spider-Man, his whole thing was, with great power comes great responsibility. But I used to, growing up, I saw that Spider-Man was this white kid from Queens. Once he pulled that mask up, you saw who he was. And it was weird. But I always joke and I tell people that, if a black kid puts a mask on and climbs out a window, he's going to jail. He will not be deemed as a hero.
Right, exactly. No matter what suit he has on. Tell it.
So we had to do something a little bit different, which I got into creating comic books and comic book writing. A friend of mine, Marthias Wade, who's over Mall Productions, was drawn all while we were in high school. And I reached out to him after we graduated a while after. And I said, these kids are having some identity issues with not being able to identify with who they are, be able to connect to people that are positive, that look like them. And so I created a hero by the name of Wake. And we launched this comic book series. This is one of them right here, so you can see it. We launched this comic book series because we wanted to show people this is actually Wake right here. And this character right here is Silk Jade. And so she's an African-American hero, superhero, as a part of the Team Evolution. And what's so cool about the book is that you actually get a chance to see some amazing things. These are not just comic books that look like, your run-of-the-mill. This is stuff that looks a lot like what you see with Marvel and DC. And so we created these comic books, and that's really what led us into relationships with people like Robert Townsend and Keenan Ivory Wayans when they actually saw what we were doing and how far ahead of the curve we were. And so I'm really heavily into comics, heavily into being able to influence young people through the arts. We talked to a group of kids yesterday, and as soon as we mentioned comic books, their eyes lit up. And these were black kids, but they got excited. And so we got to go back to their house and hook them up with some comic book gear. That's what I teach. Y'all even have them a T-shirt.
Well, listen, I'm not a little kid, and I get excited about comic books. Okay? So it is a good thing that you are pushing that forward for our African-American children, because it is a dying art. A lot of people that are in this particular generation, they don't even have access to comic books anymore. Most of the stores.
Yeah.
And they find it. They do find it from like their parents, an old box stored. Like there's nothing really for them to see as far as comics are concerned. So
yeah,
kudos. That's pretty good.
Thank you.
You got it going on. I'm just all right.
And knowing that you're an educator too, we actually have a children's book series out too. It's called Hood Fables. I'm excited about Hood Fables. We got a chance to retell some of the stories like Hansel and Gretel. We don't have Hansel and Gretel. We had Hansello and Gertrude. Then we had, instead of Jack and the Beanstalk, we got Leroy and the Turnip Green Patch. And so we tell these amazing stories. We told them in the hood for so long, and the kids would just sit down on the floor and wanted to listen to us telling these stories until I just decided, so let me go ahead and write them and finally put them in a book and get them animated. And that's what we did because the stories are hilarious. We got, and don't be offended, but we got Nappy Locks and the Three Bears. And so Nappy Locks, it's a crazy story, but it's so amazing because it's about this girl who gets all this gunk in her hair, you know, at a food fight at school. And it's crazy because the characters, they kind of like intertwine or intertwine in the stories. And so you'll see Leroy running through Nappy Lock's store. You'll see Hunteller and Gertrude. You see everybody because they all in the same hood, right? So so imagine pulling all of these characters out of the old fables and urbanizing them and putting them all in the hood, and they all live in the same hood together, but they have their own stories and what's happening to them. So I think it's real creative and it's funny and it's witty, but it gives our kids an opportunity to pick up a book again and start reading because it's fun. It's dope and it's relevant.
Oh, okay. Kudos. So you got the comics, you got the organization, you got the music. What else? What else do you have?
Wow, you know what? It's a lot that is actually going on because, like I said, you know, inside the organization, there are multiple things that are happening. Like right now, we're embedded inside what's called 12 Days of Christmas. And so it's all these different programs that's up under Heal the Hood. And so 12 Days of Christmas is one of the things that excites me the most because we get an opportunity to take recording artists out in the streets with us, to getting people to adopting families. We had 3 families that were burned out of their homes. And so now when we show up, and of course we're doing social distancing, show up with our sound playing and have all these gifts, and they come out, the kids' faces light up and the parents come out. We had one lady yesterday had us in tears because she's staying with her mom, but her family was burned out. And we get an opportunity to speak life and love on these kids and love on the parents. And then before I knew it, Miss Hill, she wouldn't even like, she probably wouldn't like for me to tell this, but she went in her pocket, she gave $100, just boom, gave the lady $100. The lady's constantly crying. And then I'm seeing other members saying, well, what's your cash app? Send her money. And then I'm seeing another one of my members, Marty Gill, putting money in her hand. He didn't think I saw it, but I looked at how everyone gets inspired by what we're doing as far as 12 Days of Christmas. So we're in the streets 12 days, you know, back to back to back, going from house to house, inspiring kids. And so it's a lot that's inside of that because it's a ministry. It's a huge outreach ministry on steroids, and we get excited about that. And you ask what else, you know, we got movies, you know, that's another thing that we're heavily into, producing film, telling our own stories, because that's what's really important. You know, it's time that we write our own stories versus having somebody else. And like, people don't know, like Black Panther, you know, that's not a Black man's story. That's Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, you know, getting together, you know, taking an urban character and making billions of dollars off of that character. But what if it was us in our own communities being able to write our own stories, making billions of dollars off of our own characters and putting that money right back into our communities? How could we change, you know, the paradigm if that was happening in our own community? So it's time for us to start writing our own stories and taking our characters to the next level.
Awesome. Can I be a superhero?
Yes, you can. You know what? I'm gonna tell Miss Teresa. Let me tell you something. True story. All of our characters inside the comic books, they're literally based. All this happens in Memphis. All of this happens in Memphis, Tennessee, and so all of our characters are actually based on somebody. This young lady. Let's see if I can pull it. This young lady right here, Ramanda Ortez. She's actually based off a young lady that I used to mentor, a Hispanic kid that I used to mentor. And she was a foster child, and Ramanda Ortez is a foster child. So we actually use true inspiration, you know, to put people in the comic book. So it's so dope. Miriam said, you look like Silk Jade yourself already. And so that's Silk Jade on the cover. See, there you go.
I'll be Silk. We got to make it a little darker, though. I don't know.
There she is. Yes, she is.
Oh, thank you, Leisha, for saying that. I had been out a little sick. I thought I had the pluck or something. I don't know what it was, but I was sick. I had to cancel a couple of shows. So one of our guests is telling me thank you. I mean, well, saying glad you feel better. So thank you for that.
Glad you're feeling better too.
Well, thank you.
Great.
I tried, because I'm telling you, it was a bad 4 days. But I want to listen to your song real quick. That you did a remake of Don't Wake Me. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you got a lot of stuff going on. Let me see. I'm gonna play because we don't have a video for it, so I'm gonna play it through my little speaker. See if it's on. Can you hear it?
Oh yeah, I can.
She walks in the room, got everyone's attention. The girl I had to mention, she's looking at me. Welcome to All Customers. That was big.
She's confident, not cocky. She's stylish, not thotty. Walks like a goddess, girl, so modest. 5:10, got me checking my wallet. Head's turning so fast, brothers breaking their necks, and the players next to me thinking he's a pig.
Oh, okay, serious. Now you know I saw it first. So you go. No, man. Okay, wait right here. I think I can get that.
Excuse me, bitch. I don't know your name, but I saw you from across the room. Is there a possibility for you and me? Girl, so bad, she's got that fire. Let me drink just a little while longer. My heart's beating so fast, in sync with this beat. I know this might seem strange, but can we get down? I gotta grill my face, let's fix my tie. Calling me to the back room, what should I do? I'm a single man, but I'm praying tonight. This girl's so bad, so bad. She must be heaven sent, 'cause she's all I see.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little shy.
This room might as well be empty, 'cause I'm a single man and you fancy. Only thing keeping me from you is the fact that I might be dreaming.
I can't take you home. Girl, so bad, she's got that fire. Let me drink just a little while longer. Wake me. Girl, I'm dreaming, yeah. Said I'm dreaming, dreaming. Oh yeah, yeah. I make you appreciate me. If we took our time, we don't have to wake up. See, we could be dreaming. Maybe we can stay just a little while longer. Oh. Baby. Oh, yeah. Let me dream just a little while longer. Maybe we can stay just a little while longer. Oh, girl, I'm dreaming just a little while.
Hey,
Love it.
don't wake me. That was definitely a dream. Good. Thank you for sharing your music. Oh my goodness, you're so talented. So we are almost out of time, but I swear I had a blast these last 30 minutes with you, learning all about what you do and how you do it. Tell the people how they can reach you if they want to contact you.
Well, here's the thing. www.hthmemphis is our website. So it's www.hthmemphis.org. That's it. www.hthmemphis.org. We're on all your social media platforms. Instagram, it's Beamon HTH on Instagram. Then we are, of course, Facebook, Heal the Hood Foundation of Memphis. You can catch us on there and check out all the exciting things that are going on. We're Heal the Hood _on Twitter. And so I think that's all of our social media platforms and where you can reach us. Also, to learn more about the Hero Empowerment Center, which is going to be the house for all these superheroes that we're building in Memphis, is www.hecmemphis.org. That's heroempowermentcenter.org. So you can find out more information about this superhero facility that we're building on 7.02 acres of land in Memphis, Tennessee. And that's also going to be something that we franchise out too. So we're so excited about that as well. We're giving the heroes a home. So we're excited, and the kids going to have their home too. So we're excited about that. So those are our platforms. And thank you for playing that song too, because I was just thinking about recording with Christopher Williams. Actually have them here in Memphis, and then myself, Ray Nelson, Rashonda Buchanan, with Two Unique Magazine, all of us went to Atlanta to actually record the last half of that record with Christopher Williams. And so that's new. That's something that's going to be coming out in 2021. And so we're excited that you played it, and then we're going to be having an opportunity to really do some cool stuff with it in 2021. So stay tuned. We got a lot of surprises coming.
Awesome. And you tell him I want him on my show. I know he was doing a performance this weekend in New York. One of my friends is part of his business. And I need him on Amplified Exposure, which is my other show. Tell him I need him ASAP. So,
yeah, we have to send some more people your way.
Okay, yeah, please do. Please do.
We're doing a lot of work with Shabadoo from Breaking, Adolfo Quiñones. That's the homie too. We got a lot of stuff going on. The Olympics, they just announced that the Olympics, street dance is going to be a part of the Olympics in 2024. So we're doing a lot of work with Shabadoo. So yeah, I mean, that's going to be amazing. Stay tuned for that too. We got a music video we're working on as well. 2021 is going to be full of a lot of great stuff.
Awesome. I can't wait. And I can't wait to meet some of these people that you're going to trickle down my way, because I'm about to be the superhero on the comic book cover, whatever her name was.
Silk Jade, there she is.
Yeah, her. I'm about to be her. So I appreciate you so much for coming out and seeing me today. God bless you in your future endeavors. Be safe out there in Memphis. If you need me, you know you can contact me anytime. My people know your people, and we all are going to be dope for 2021.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you.